Hey everyone, SoranotRoxas here. I don't know whether I should zoom in the camera or not. As long as people can see me, it's fine. I think the Han Solo movie just came out today, or like midnight showing was last night. So yeah, so I'm finally gonna go ahead and do a review on Deadpool, which I was skeptical about doing before, but then I was like, I did a review on the first film, mostly because the reason why I was skeptical about doing this is because there's not really much to say. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. You know, we're in 2018 now, so I'm going to try to shorten these reviews a little bit more. With Infinity War, there was just a ton of stuff to say, and, you know, with Black Panther, there's also a ton of stuff to say. When it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's a lot being thrown in there. With Infinity War, this was like over 10 years worth of film all put together. This is what that accumulated to. So that was like the big boy, all right. That was the big one that we've all been waiting for, and it delivered. So if you want to see my review on that, go ahead and check that out. But that's a reason why I was so like enthusiastic to do the Infinity War and go see Infinity War. It's like, you know, and then do the review right after that. With Deadpool, it's not really much of the same. So like I said, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Like I'm going to give you the pros, the cons, and then I'm going to give you my conclusion on the film. This is a little something new I'm going to start doing now to try to shorten these videos a little bit. Alright, so we're going to start off with the pros. It's Deadpool 2. You know exactly what you're going to get going into Deadpool 2. There's not really much to add on to that. It's the same, it's pretty much the same as the first film in terms of the amount of jokes, the jokes work. The acting is really good. I thought the casting was very good. Having Josh Brolin as Cable, of course they have to make a Thanos joke. There was a Thanos joke thrown in there. I don't know if that was in the trailer or not, because I didn't really see too many trailers for Deadpool 2. I was looking forward to see the film, but I wasn't looking forward to seeing it as much as, you know, Infinity War, Black Panther, or hell, even Logan, which came out, you know, the last year or so. Whereas I think Logan is definitely the better X-Men film. I'm going to get into that in the cons section in a minute. But far as the pros in it, like I said, once again, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is phenomenal. Every scene he's in, he steals it. You can't go wrong with this guy. He's so charismatic, he's so funny, and just literally everything he says is just it's literally a joke about the situation. But at the same time, there are a couple of emotional scenes in there, and you really do give a shit. And once again, Deadpool also has the best opening credits. The opening credits for Deadpool is just amazing. And it literally gives exactly what the audience is thinking at the time, because it doesn't open like where the first movie had like these crazy credits opening. You're like, what the hell is going on? And I'm sure the movie's going to reference that later, and it does. The whole flashback thing happens very early on in the film, and it's only there for about a good, I would say, 15 minutes. Good, yeah, good 15 to 20 minutes. Not as long as the first one, where that was like half of the film, where we was going back and forth between flashbacks and present day, and then we finally stayed in the present day. Which, actually, in any other film, I never really liked that, but for some reason here, in the first Deadpool, I really enjoy that. And here, I guess, I don't know if they had some criticism about that, but they definitely died it down and kept it more in the present day. But I guess we wasn't getting his backstory this time around, so you should already know the backstory going in, so it kind of made sense. So like I said, the jokes work. There's nothing there's nothing at the end credits, I'll say, but there's stuff during the credits, which is fantastic. It's honestly the best, the funniest thing in the entire film are the end credits, and I'm not going to spoil that. I'll just say you just have to go see that, check that out. But considering how it was #1 at the box office last weekend, I don't know what it's going to do with Han Solo coming out this weekend. So we're going to see about that, because I'm going to try to go see Han Solo too. Which I don't think is going to be as good as Deadpool 2, but that's my personal opinion. Yeah, not much else to say about the pros. The fight scenes are actually very good. They're very choreographed very well. Cinematography is good. The cameos in it, although not as many as I thought there as I wanted there to be. There was a few cameos in it. Stan Lee does not make an appearance. I thought that was actually pretty weird, considering that I'm pretty sure he was in the first one. Once again, the fucking soundtrack is amazing. It has like a... I would say that Suicide Squad was the one who sort of copied off of Deadpool's soundtrack, which had such a great soundtrack even for the first film. I think the soundtrack in here was a little bit better. That's just my personal opinion. There's some more songs in here that I enjoyed a little bit more. Cable is once again has to be surrounded by Deadpool's bullshit. He's sort of like the straight man on this, and Deadpool was just making these jokes about Cable and how serious he is and how he needs to calm the fuck down. And oh, excuse my language, I gotta be careful on YouTube because a lot of my videos are being flagged because I use the F word. So I apologize. You know, maybe I might bleep that out or I might not because I'm too lazy to do so. Cons. That many cons either. There's, like I said, there's not real that many big surprises in here. I guess referring to a better X-Men film, which is Logan, it can be seen as a con, but that was also a very funny joke to start off with. There's a tone shift between the comedy and the serious moments. And when the serious moments come there, you know, they can be pretty emotional, but whereas in the first film, there's like a joke thrown in, you know, to sort of break up the monotony, and it's done better there. It's not done as well here. Like, you know, they'll do like a joke first, and then they'll get you know, very emotional, and they'll sort of stay that way. It's not towards the end, you know, Deadpool like starts throwing in his comedy towards the emotional moments, and then that starts affecting the emotional moment a little bit, and then you're just like, okay, you're doing the jokes in here, you're throwing that in there to sort of try to break that up, but it doesn't work as well as the first film, where you're just like, okay, you was doing fine at the beginning of the film, where you had your emotional moment, and then you had your comedy moment. You knew how to split that up, sort of like how Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 does it. But if for some reason here, in certain places, it doesn't work, and that's not until towards the second half of the film. So I'll give them that for like starting off like that sort of Guardians of the Galaxy feel in the beginning of the film. As much as I sort of get the premise, I get the plot and why Cable's doing what he's doing, at the same time I kind of guess where it was actually going to go and how the film was going to end, especially, you know, if you know who Cable's character, you know that time travel is being introduced once he gets in there. It just became predictable at that point for me because I knew exactly how that was going to happen. I would say I was not expecting the end credits to be the way they are, or like going too extensively into some of the older X-Men films. So I thought that was pretty funny, but at the same time, that would be something that Deadpool would do and wouldn't like screw around with. Like I also said, there could have been some more cameos in it as well. I was not too disappointed with the cameos, but at the same time, I was expecting a little bit more with that. It's freaking Deadpool. You go in there wanting Deadpool. Like I said, the only thing that I really had a problem with in the later acts was the having the emotional scenes and the jokes mixed in, whereas in the first part, it was actually done better. And here, it wasn't done as well. Not that it wasn't done, you know, too poorly, but it wasn't done as well, or even as good as how Guardians of the Galaxy manages to do it. Or, heck, it's even Thor Ragnarok in some cases, which had much funnier comedic moments than Deadpool. And I'm pretty sure Thor Ragnarok is PG-13 and Deadpool is a rated R film, and I don't know, I guess Logan kind of spoiled me a little bit because I was looking for, I guess I wanted more, I like that more serious X-Men stuff now. Although Deadpool is its own thing and it has to be treated as its own thing, and I do respect that. So in conclusion, I would say as far as the X-Men movies go, this is probably my fourth favorite, I guess, you know. Logan is still gonna be my favorite. I don't think nothing, like, as far as like the X-Men universe can top Logan. Like, if we're just doing the X-Men universe, not including the MCU, I don't think nothing can top Logan. Then possibly the first Deadpool film, then X-Men Days of Future Past, which I thought was very good. Then it's either out of X-Men First Class and Deadpool 2. I don't know who's going to take that fourth spot. So I can both put them on the fourth spot. But if I had to like list these movies in order as far as like the X-Men films go, and there was a great cameo by some of the other X-Men in here, because Deadpool actually does use his joke from the first film where he says, "What the hell, the studio can't afford more X-Men?" He's like, "It's only just you two here, you know, just Colossus." And he's like, and there is a scene, actually, a spoiler, that shows some of the other X-Men, and they're just like slowly closing the door. So, you know, he won't see that they're there. And I like that. I thought that was pretty funny. I have to say, like, yeah, we could do that, but at the same time, that will sort of take away from Deadpool. But I don't know. I kind of want to see Deadpool interact with these other characters, which is why Avengers Infinity War works so well, because you have all these different personalities interacting with each other. Freaking Peter Quill, you got Star-Lord interacting with Iron Man, Iron Man interacting with Doctor Strange. Peter Parker being there and just observing everything, being in outer space, fighting with aliens. It's so good. That's such a better Marvel film. I would rather go see that at least 3 more times than Deadpool 2. I think Deadpool 2 was just something that I came in wanting Deadpool. I got Deadpool. Okay. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I possibly want to go see it again in theaters. And goddamn, my phone's ringing. Hold on one sec. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Just another family member. So yeah, so that's it. In conclusion, I thought the film was good. I thought we came in wanting Deadpool, and we got exactly what we wanted. There wasn't any like big surprises here. There is a character that shows up that I didn't think that they was going to put in there, and they finally do him right. They finally do him right. Like, ever since he showed up in X-Men 3 Last Stand, I was like, I haven't seen this character since then. Like, I still haven't seen X-Men Apocalypse. So I don't know how that was. I'm gonna check that film out eventually. I'm just so kind of burnt out on these X-Men movies. Deadpool and Logan kind of revived my interest in the X-Men films, but I think I said this about X-Men Days of Future Past. I don't know. I don't think I reviewed that, because I think I saw that like a year or so later. But I think I said it while in my first Deadpool review video, how I felt about X-Men Days of Future Past. Although I thought it was a good film, I'm just sort of burnt out on the X-Men shit. Just really am. So I am thankful that Deadpool and you know, Logan came along to sort of try to revive that in me. I will say, guys, as far as like doing another Deadpool film, you're gonna have to do something different this time around. This whole thing of these a lot of this meta humor. That's another one I could put in the cons. There's good meta humor, and then there's too much meta humor. When Deadpool does it, it's kind of funny. When some of the other characters in the film does it, it's fucking awkward for some reason. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel right, or maybe Deadpool does it so much that when you have other characters do it, there's just an overwhelming amount of meta humor. There's too many meta jokes in there. I would say that. There's too many fourth wall breaks, or sometimes a lot of it is funny. A lot of it is hilarious. Like, I really like that, because that's Deadpool's character. But like I said, a lot of that is just like, whereas in the first film, they did it creatively, because Deadpool's literally talking to you directly for the most part. He's literally talking to the audience directly. He only does it for a little bit here in the second one, and then from there, it's just, well, hey, here's an Adventure Time reference for some reason. Why? You don't? Okay. Because Adventure Time was a thing, and we're trying to put Deadpool in sort of this realistic situation, I guess. You know? That would be something Deadpool would do. But, I don't know, I didn't find that as funny. That's just me. That's just me. I think they can dumb down the metal humor a little bit, or at least just keep it just towards Deadpool, and then have people react to that, like how they did in the first one, a little bit better. And I don't know, you're gonna have to bring something different. This one wasn't as hyped for me as the first film was. Although, like I said, wasn't bad. I'll have my full rating in the description or down below. In conclusion, good film. I do give it a thumbs up. I hope they do something different for the third one. If this is a bit of a same for like a sequel, or maybe they might do something else with Deadpool, considering there's nothing after the credits. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so I ended up talking for almost 20 minutes about Deadpool anyway. Oh shit, this is going to be so hard to edit. Alright, thank you guys for watching. SoranotRoxas, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.